2024 recession warning, folks. Let's talk about jobs, investments, and what to expect. And remember, you're always going to get mixed messages along the way, so stay tuned to the end. There's going to be a free gift. Will there be a recession this year? According to Business Insider, and this is what I find so funny, folks, it's important you understand this, it's nearly impossible to determine exactly what the economy will look like, but there are a few factors and data that can help us predict what is likely. Two opposite perspectives on a coming recession have both recently been published by Business Insider. So listen, it sounds like to me that they're, we're covering their own you-know-what, because at the end of the day, no matter what happens with some of these indicators, unless it's a glaring challenge, we really don't know what's going to happen. And usually one of the things that does come in that could really create a lot of uncertainty is not only an election year, but there's also those black swan events that you have to worry about as well. Here is the case for a recession. Number one, there's an 85% chance the U.S. economy will enter a recession in 2024, according to David Rosenberg. Number two, he highlighted a relatively new economic model that has proven to be more timely than the yield curve indicator. And last but not least, according to him, his conviction that the recession has been delayed but not derailed is still running at a high level. Now, I'm not saying this is 2008. But what I am going to tell you is 2008 was an election year. And I remember that summer, it got really kooky. And by the time we got to September, that's when the world almost went downhill and went into a deep depression. Thank God it was only a great recession. My point is, you never know what could come down the pike that's already been out there. So if you do like this information and you're enjoying these videos, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. This economic indicator, which Rosenberg calls the full model, suggests there's an 85% chance of a recession striking within the next 12 months. That's the model's highest reading since the great financial crisis of '08. The model is based on a working National Bureau of Economic Research paper and consists of financial conditions, indexes, the debt service ratio, foreign term spreads, and the level of the yield curve. Basically, what he's figured out is a way that's more timely. And we talked about that on the last page on how to read this stuff. So what he's simply saying, and this is one side of the argument, hey fellas, hey ladies, hey gentlemen, there's an 85% chance of a recession coming our way in 2024. Now listen, if a recession does materialize, it's probably going to be disastrous for the stock market. Let me take a step back. In '08, the market hit 14,000. I'm talking about the Dow. Then it went down to 6,000 before it made its run. And that was a scary time. Few asset classes are priced for that outcome, even though recessions are part and parcel of the business cycle and almost always come on the heels of a Fed rate hiking cycle that continues past the point of the yield curve inversion. So this is where you have to understand what that previous page looked like and understand that chart. You can rewind this if you want, because what he's saying is he's plotting it out a little bit differently, and he really feels, at least on this side of the equation, that there's a major recession coming our way in 2024. And let's not forget about this election, because that's a real danger right now based on the polarization on both sides. Here's the case against a recession according to Business Insider, folks. Number one, the U.S. has an 85% chance of avoiding a recession in the next year, according to Jan Hatzios. Number two, the chief economist of Goldman Sachs pointed to resilient growth in the U.S. economy. Number three, the odds of a recession have fallen to what they are any given year, he estimated. So think of a soft landing. That's exactly what he's really talking about there. It's normal to have a 15% chance of a recession. Hatzios was among the few on Wall Street who foresaw the 2008 financial crisis. He acknowledged there were several unlikely wild cards that lay ahead, which could bring a negative shock to the economy. However, consumer prices have eased dramatically from their highs in the summer of 2022, with inflation clocking in at 3.2% in February. That disinflation could set the Fed up to cut interest rates up to 5 times in 2024, a move experts say would fuel economic growth in stock prices. Now, when I hear about 5 cuts in 2024, the only thing that's coming out of my head are the real estate people that are running around telling people to cash in their 401k so they can go buy real estate because it's going to go up exponentially over the next 20 or 30 years. It's the craziest, unethical thing I've ever heard in my life. With that, though, Listen, if they raise or if they reduce rates, that's going to be amazing. But if they don't, there's always diamonds in the rough. If you're planning properly, there's always liquidity to take advantage of any economic situation, whether it's the summer or whether it's winter. I think I just said it best. Will it matter if there's a recession or not? The bottom line is this. While a recession will certainly affect everyone, you can be prepared by securing your financial strategy now, by keeping your money safe and ensuring guaranteed growth. You could thrive in any economic circumstance. It's important, folks, to know that leverage, liquidity, and control are always what's going to play out in the end when it comes to economic growth for the individual that's out there. Because if you're liquid and things start to drop, no matter what they are, and you could take advantage of things on discount, you will be able to create generational wealth if you have the right people in place that can help you get there. If you're looking to really take that next step forward and you really want to be able to create the generational wealth while at the same time liquidity, leverage, and control and take advantage of income producing opportunities, get a free financial roadmap by clicking the link below. One of the folks here at Epic will take you through our success process. There's no obligation on your part. We assure you that there'll be a full education, not only between our Epic Wealth Bundle, but our books and all the other things that we have that could give you access to information to make good, sound decisions. If you like our videos and you want us to do more, let us know which ones you want. In the meantime, please like, share, and subscribe, and thanks for checking us out.